software and just totally forgot, and now I just had to scramble to get it. Look at, I'm like half in there. Ooh, hi, hello. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. If you guys can give me a sanity check in the comments. I'm hoping you can hear me. I totally just did a snafu. I was testing out some new software. And so we're going to find out. We're going to see. And of course, I can't see the darn comments for you guys again. Oh, let me just double check. We got folks showing up, so bear with me. I've got to type it. There we go. And now I have no clue. All right. So I just posted. I can't see any of your comments on here, guys. I can see that you've left comments. So let me get over on to. I think I'm just going to have to start using my darn phone for this. Because. Alright. Hi, guys. Sanity check. Yeah, I know. Totally. So I've got to share. I'll totally tell on myself. I decided to try and use some different software, thinking that it's going to fix stuff. And I set this up last week, tested everything, and totally forgot I did that. And so here I go to fire up tonight, and voila, it's all connected and everything. But it was just, it's a mess. So thank God you can hear me. That's all I got to say. From my past life. I totally put it, and I posted it, and you don't get it. So it's just weird. Yeah, and there's no way for me to even like post it here. So that's what you guys got to do to get in line tonight. All you got to say is, Spirit, give me a message from my past life. We're going to go ahead and do some past life readings. I do want to let you guys know that a past life reading is called an Akashic record reading. If you happen to catch a little bit of back and forth when I announced it earlier, Dee, one of our lovely fans, Dee, was talking about and introduced that concept. So I do offer Akashic record readings now, one-on-one. You can schedule them directly from the page. They're really flipping cool. And I'll tell you the reason why they're beneficial is taking a look into our past life and finding something that's going on in our past life, often our past life. But I did do an Akashic record reading last week where we actually went into a future life. And so you're able to kind of see like why you may be stuck, why there may be certain things that aren't really, acting right, responding right, however you want to refer to it. Let's see if I can refresh and see who is in line. All right. Gina, and then Amanda, and Jamie, and Melissa, and I've got more comments down there. I'm going to figure this out. I did a search. So it's really weird. All right, Gina. I'm actually using the, I'll share with you guys tonight, the Colette Baron Reed, Animal Spirit, one of my favorite Oracle decks. And we're going to see what... Oh my God. So I just pulled this baby on... I pulled one card on Instagram. Gina, he came up again. So the groundhog, right? And so I'm gonna say there are things you have the tendency to kind of really hold on to things within your life, right? There are things, people. This is something just. It's funny you're doing all those photos right now. This is a habit that is extended all the way from past lives. When you had lives that scarcity was a big deal. And so I'm seeing you right now literally hoarding things, like watching very carefully and cautiously, Gina, around everything that is used, right? Using everything down to the last drop. So there was a time within your past lives that you did, in fact, live in very, very, very intense, for lack of a better word, poverty. And so because of that, you tend to hold on to a lot of things. And that's not just like physical things, that is anything, right? So like this constant, this like mental space of like, I'm going to need this at some point. And so the message that Spirit has for you is to let go, even in this day, right? So this could be resentment, this could be anger, this could be anything, you know, as we had that conversation around vibrations that is bringing your vibration down. It's amazing if you start to create a habit of sanity checking yourself, both of, do I really need this? Physical, as well as, do I need to hold on to this emotional or this mental thing? How much lighter your world. All right, Amanda. Whale spirit. Oh, the sound that I just heard. I'm sure you've heard whale sound in the way that it sounds underneath. And the statement here says, trust the great mystery. And so, you know, when we go deep and dark into the ocean, there is no light. And we really don't know what exists and what stands out there. So from a past life perspective, you have found yourself very often throughout times within your lives, right? But very specifically in this life that I'm seeing of like, I just don't know where to go, right? I don't know which way to happen. And because of that, there tends to be this build up of anxiety. And I do see this individual taking you and holding your hand and leading you through. And so you have found your way in the past, and you will find your way again. Trust in the great mystery. There is benefit in having our eyes closed. If we happen to be going through the depths of hell, so to speak, with our eyes closed, but made it to the other side and never had to see the torture or see, you know, the dismay or the what has been demolished, right? So keeping that kind of trusting in the great mystery, and knowing that even if you do not know or see everything, there is purpose behind that, right? And allow your own guides to take you where you need to go. All right, Jamie. It was a really interesting, you know, picture to see. It's almost as though there was a trust exercise in your past life. Like you asked someone to lead you through in order for you to gain trust, right? To learn how to let go. That's the message that I'm hearing too, Amanda. All right, Jamie. Ooh. Take time out. If I am seeing correctly, you know, he even has his kind of paw up to stay. And the picture that I'm seeing right now from a take time out perspective for you, Jamie, I see you in like a nation, like why? And what I keep hearing is like, that was one of the times, like in a past life, you were forced to quote unquote take time out because you weren't doing it for yourself. You weren't taking time to kind of like change the way that you were doing things, like even just momentarily just saying, hey, I need to put everything on pause, because the perspective that we're able to get, right, that perspective that you got sitting in that juried room, right, and listening to this other story was enough to kind of clear your head and give you a very good insight of what the next steps were to take in whatever it is that you're trying to face right now. So if you find yourself, Jamie, in a frustrated spot, there's something that is bothering or worrying you right now, do not allow the universe to make you to take time out, because sometimes it's not as nice as doing jury duty. Sometimes it can be accident. I happen to know someone that got into a very bad car accident recently, and they questioned why. And in my head, all I kept saying was, you needed to slow down, right? So take some time out, take some space, give yourself some breathing room. I don't mean like this is like a self-care direction. This is a literal, you need to push pause on some things. All right, Melissa. Melissa. in a past life, and try to figure out how are you going to take care of all of these animals just by yourself, right? So you didn't have the money. You used your mind and concocted, like, I'm seeing some pretty intricate ways of like feeding this portion to these animals and then taking that and bringing, like, the pigs at the end of the day were kind of able to eat everything. And so you crafted this kind of what's the word that this ecosystem within your own farm to take care of yourself, take care of itself, and it was really phenomenal. So I would encourage you to remember that lesson and to look at whatever it is that you're facing right now, regardless of whether or not your back feels as though it's up against the wall or you feel as though you have all of the resources. You really truly do. So how can you leverage that same lesson today to say, how can I have this one thing feed this thing from that perspective? All right, let's go ahead and view some more comments. Sherry, Rachel, Kai, Denisha. Oh, look at it, even popped up finally, right? Hi, Barbara. Hi, Pat. All right, let's go back up to Jessica. One of these days, I'm going to figure out why in the hell it doesn't work. Kai, you're going to have to let me know if you ever have this issue. Because this is just weird. I don't see any of these comments, and even the like new software that I'm using should show it, but it's not. All right, Jessica. Jessica, you got the lizard spirit, and this says dream the world into being. And so the picture that I just got painted from you within a past life is this very daydreamy type of past life. Like literally you were an inventor, right? So you have that innate ability, whether or not you realize that or not, Jessica, you have that innate ability to literally find a problem and create a solution for that. And I don't know why it is that you are potentially like beating yourself up on this right now. Like whatever this is, you're kind of like, you have the tendency to like automatically jump to like, no, it's not a good idea or anything of that nature. And I'm going to tell you, do not dismiss yourself. Your ideas are fabulous and they are wonderful. And I believe it's Thomas Edison has like this really wonderful statement that he states, you know, there were 1,000 mistakes before he got it right or something of that line. So remember that you have to dream it into existence. You have to spend the time thinking about what that appropriate solution is, and then you have the ability to bring amazing and wonderful things into this world. So don't beat yourself up if you didn't get it right the first time. It's very rare any of us get anything right the first time. All right. Caitlin. Caitlin says clear out the clutter. That's the frog spirit. It's a new webcam. It's like all doing this focus. Caitlin, this is a weird one because what I am seeing, you know, this guy says clear out the clutter, and where I'm seeing you right now, Caitlin, from a past life perspective, is you are sitting there with like a sewing basket next to you, right? And trying to find all of the things that you need within it in order to patch or sew or fix some type of garment that you've got sitting in your lap. And so what this is telling me in the reminder is that things would go a lot faster if you never allowed things to get messy in the first place. So you're very frustrated and you're sitting there very frustrated. And so you've got sitting on the side that maybe needs to be tidied up, right? And so I don't know if you have something that you by chance need to be sewing or mending, like of that nature, but you're literally being told in a place that you can gather that. Because minimizing frustration in our life can often lead to happiness, right? Nobody likes to be frustrated. So clear that clutter out. All right. Sherry and then Rachel. I know we've got other folks there, so bear with me, guys. I will get to you. These are always a little bit more than just a real quick message because it takes me a second to get that picture painted in my head. Sherry. Horse spirit. Freedom is yours. Sherry, I literally see you like running. In this particular past life, what I am seeing is you running, right? You finally see like it's literally, I don't know if it's the horse that's making me think that it's a farm, you know, the card, but I don't think this is a farm. This particular past life, you found that you yourself were in a spot that you didn't feel comfortable, you didn't feel safe, and you weren't respected. And so for a very long time, your safety, your mental more so than your physical, but you're very much so your mental safety was at risk. And so finally at some point you created a pathway for you to be able to escape and to run. And it was like freedom. And the feeling that I have right there, right? The feeling that I get kind of washing over me when I'm wonderment, right? You know, there's a lot of, I should have done this before. Why did I wait so long? And so I'm going to tell you that anytime that you ever really was yours. So if you are finding yourself, Sherry, in a spot that maybe you are not necessarily comfortable, you're backed into a situation, anything of that nature, and you find yourself going into that mental space of like, why did I let this happen again? Or anything of that nature, A, to create a plan to get yourself out of it, and C, keep looking forward and figuring out how to execute when that appropriate moment is to execute that plan. I don't know what this particular situation is. I don't know that it's necessarily like the same situation in the past life, but I do think that right now you are in a spot that you need to navigate yourself out, and so it is just a couple of steps away. All right. Rachel Lynn, and then Kai. Rachel. Is there anything? Is it really crappy? I'm using the microphone on the webcam, and it's supposed to be better, and it's supposed to, I don't like doing the readings with the headset on. It really gets to me. Rachel. That little guy pops up again. Look at him. Right? So I got to tell you guys been here before. If you're seeing a card pop up more than one time, make sure that you're paying attention to what that message is, because it can matter to you. It can speak to more than one person. This is a past life. This is an individual that was drowning and you were trying to save them. And the unfortunate thing is if you were not willing to let go of them, right, the two of you would have went down, Rachel. That is really intense and really intense to put myself in that particular spot. But I want you to listen to this particular message. When we attach ourselves to people that they themselves are not willing to put in the time, the effort, the energy to save their own selves, they can take us down as well. So I want you to check yourself on the individuals that you have around you, okay? And so check yourself on who you're keeping close to you, because someone needs some space between you and them. All right, Kai. Let's see what past life message I got from Kai. You seen that, Kai? You see it? You see what it says? Now is a lucky time. You have been here. You have done these things before. You have found that yourself, that you have been in a tricky spot. But rabbits are very quick and rabbits are very nimble. They are very fast and they are agile and they are able to move. And because of that, it often looks as though they're incredibly lucky. But when in fact, it is all innate and all in them. It is all a part of their own ability. So I want you to remember, now is a lucky time for you. You have the ability to hop, move, and change things around and to make sure that you are always going to be safe, right? So now is a lucky time, and your actions will ensure of that. Does that make sense? Parched. All right. Tanisha. Let's see, what past life message? You see that, Tanisha? It says giraffe. See the big picture. So I am actually, the past life that I am seeing you in, literally, Denisha, is as an explorer. Somebody that has to be very aware and conscious of what is going on today and the steps that need to be taken tomorrow, right? And the risks that are associated with that continued exploration. And so this says, ask a couple of more questions before actually making a decision right now. Some research right now. See the bigger picture. See somebody that's already been there and that's done that and had success. See somebody that's been there, done that, and didn't see success. See somebody else that is actually thinking about what has they researched? What have they been considering? This is not a decision that you need to necessarily take lightly. It is a decision that you do need some additional research on, and that research is going to craft and make sure that you are making see kind of everything around you. And the way that we do that is by asking other people, right? We never know we are never the only individuals that kind of know everything that's going on. All right, Barbara. Barbara, you are next, and then I'm going to scroll because it's saying view more comments to find who else is sitting there. So, Barbara, let's get yours. Barbara. Ooh. Barbara, this says watch your words. That's tough. So, past lives, very often, the number one thing I do is I see them. And so I'm going to tell you right now, I see this. But the second thing is I can sometimes feel, I can sometimes hear, I can sometimes smell and taste. And you've had your tongue cut out because of lies in the past, Barbara. You've literally had your tongue cut out in a past life because you were caught telling lies. And so be very careful and cautious of the words, right? I know there is some backlash and some repercussions if you are caught in a lie. So, you know, I'm a pretty decently honest person, and I will tell you this: if you cannot tell the truth to whoever this individual, whoever you're kind of like teetering or contemplating like fibbing this, just don't be in the situation, or flat out just state, I can't tell you, right? I can't explain this. I can't express this, right? I'm not comfortable with it. Give me some time. And maybe in time passes, you'll have a better opportunity to, or a different opportunity to be able to explain that to them. But be very cautious of allowing lies to actually come out of your mouth, right? And lies are also not saying things, okay? So if you've been hush-hush and not saying things, that can also be. So it could just be a matter of being very forthright and saying, hey, something happened, something went on. I don't feel comfortable expressing or saying this right now. You know, repercussions nowadays, you would carry that burden within your own like body, within your own spirit, and that can manifest itself in other ways. All right, let's see. View more comments. All right. Pat, I think I said hi to you. Kim, hi. Randy, hi. Melissa, I think I got you, my dear. Pat, Jennifer, hi, everyone. Stephanie, Erica, Margie, hi, Reddy. All right, I see I got some more folks there. But let's go. Kim, you are next. Oh, we are close to shutting down the line. I usually try to close it off at 7:30 or 6:30, a half past. So if you are sitting there watching and you haven't gotten in line yet, make sure you do. All right, Kim. Kim. All right, this is vulture spirit. Let's see if we see that nothing is wasted. Kim, I don't know if you've ever seen the picture that just popped in my head. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Labyrinth. It's one of my favorite movies. You know, it's in the 80s, David Bowie. But there's this particular scene where there's this lady in like a junkyard, and she is just like, she's collected like every little thing that people kind of left in a past life, would literally find things to make things out of, right? People's garbage you would turn into like art, to like magic. And so I don't know what particular situation that you're going through right now, but somebody has literally left a pile of crap like on your doorstep. I don't mean literally like a pile of crap. I mean like they have brought something to you right now. And so I want to remember, as messy, I want to remind you that as messy as it seems, as much of a like cluster as it seems right now, you have the ability to turn, take garbage and turn it into art, to take, leftovers and turn it into a 5-course meal. This is a gift that you've had. You've done it before. You've done it through many lives. I do see this, I'm asking for the tick mark, and they're giving me about like 5, 6, 7 lives between this particular time and now that you were able to do this. So whatever it is that was put onto your plate, right? That maybe seems really messy and kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, not happy situation, you have the ability, just take a pause, because you are about to make something really unbelievable out of it. All right. Randy. Oh, by the way, if Kai is still here, and you guys, I know there are 16 of you, I'd love it if you guys could just send some really good energy out to Kai. They let me know they're looking to get into a new apartment, and so, all right, Randy. You see that? Spider spirit. Make your dreams real. Randy, so the picture that I am literally getting is, it's like this, it's this really interesting fast forward, having this dream to be, nurse, right? So I'm watching, and so you kind of like in this past life, like fast forwards through to the point that you are a nurse. You're telling me I can see you as a little girl. Later is able to kind of weave their own web. You have the ability, so whatever that particular dream is that you've been thinking about, you've been wishing, that's been like rumbling around in your head, maybe you even look back as a child and say this is something that you wanted to do. You have the ability right now to go ahead and start weaving that web to be able to make that dream a reality, right? So even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it, life is always changing. Opportunities are always in front of us. So I would encourage you to think about that. What is it? Melissa, once again, let me double check. Melissa, I did. I totally got you before, my dear. Hopefully you heard it. All right, Pat, and then Jennifer, and then Ashley. Pat. Pat, you got this frog spirit again. I know it's not focusing. It says clear out the clutter, and I'm going to tell you the picture that just popped in my head. Pat, I don't know if you've ever, I don't even know if I've ever done any research on this, but if you think about what I've just pictured in this past life, is the laying of the railroads across the United States. It's not like that land existed. It's not like railroads just miraculously, it's not like The Sims that you just click a button and these railroads kind of come up. There is the necessity to go ahead and clear a bunch of things out. A lot of things out. I mean, there are, in order to build roads and bridges and all sorts of things, I mean, there can be dynamite, there could be all sorts of really incredible. And so this says clear the clutter, but I want you to remember that in a past life, you have done some amazing clearing of clutter to lay the entire rail system across the United States. That's incredible. That takes a lot of patience, that takes a lot of skill, that takes a lot of determination that you had to go ahead and lay this groundwork and create this amazing infrastructure that it supports our entire nation right now. All of that is something that you still carry with you today. So whatever it is that you were trying to build, make sure that you are looking ahead to clear out the clutter and make sure that it is not, going to distract from the solid infrastructure that you know you have the ability to build. So what is it that you need to clear out right now? And I'm not talking about like picking up some garbage. I'm talking about like some dynamite. Close the line so I can make sure to get through everyone. This is so weird. I'm not joking. I have a laptop up, a second monitor, my phone. I feel so silly. Alright. Alrighty, let's go back. Hi guys. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Romana. Alright, look at it. Hi, Chuck. Hi, everyone. Denisha, I did get you, my dear. Yeah, yep, there you go. Alright. Oh, you like to play with dynamite, Pat? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Alright, Jennifer. You are next, dear. And then Ashley, and then Stephanie. You like to... I've never had anybody tell me that. I like to play with dynamite. Alright. Jennifer. I'm telling you, the train was pretty dominant, even before I pulled that card. Alright, Jennifer. You, in this particular instance, Jennifer, you in a past life had somebody that was able to pull the wool over your head pretty drastically. So this has made you become very cautious in this particular life, in many lives since then, but like very, you don't easily let somebody in. Somebody has to earn your trust, like deeply earn your trust, right? And I just want to, the message that Spirit has for you right now is to say, is that it's kind of like to counter that, right? You had the wool pulled over your eyes in a past life. You've had it happen before. There are even some times, even in this life right now. But if you have to trust that truth will always transcend over the illusion. You're always going to find out the truth, right? And so the reason why I share this message with you right now is that there's no point in worrying about whether or not you're going to find the truth, if that makes sense, right? It is what it is. It will be what it's going to be. The truth will always come out, right? And so when you allow yourself to worry about it, wonder about it, and sit there and kind of ruminate on it, it's kind of stealing some of your energy at that time. So whoever you think right now may be deceptive, just let it play itself out. The truth will come out in the wash, right? You'll have the proof that you need, right? And things will kind of settle, but you spending time ruminating on it and worrying about it, and even potentially bitching about it, is just robbing some of the beauty. Right, Ashley, and then Stephanie and Erica. Ashley, all right. It says, Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Okay, here we go. Ashley, you had twins in a past life, right? Like you literally had twins, 2 boys, and incredibly playful, and you had a phenomenal time with them. You loved this. You loved enjoying them. And so this is a reminder right now for you is, it's funny. It literally says this and that are true. And I keep hearing like rhymes in my head. So I don't know if you happen to have kids, Ashley, but this is what Spirit is telling me is there is an opportunity for some play right now. There's some opportunity to really enjoy the childish, like the play that children bring about, right? Because it has the ability, but they literally just showed me you playing with these two little boys, right? And then this like this light bulb went off and you ran into the house to write something down. So if you find right now, Ashley, that you tend to be stuck in some type of situation or you're trying to figure something out, use play to change your mindset and give your brain the opportunity to kind of reset to be able to explore whatever that solution is. All right, Stephanie. I'm telling you, third time tonight. No, fourth time this baby has come up. Right? So Stephanie, what is he eating? You know, and here's me trying to like hold it up to the computer like you guys are going to see it and tell me what he's eating. Maybe you are. Oh, he's got a little heart. I guess that did work. And so there's a reason why we get focused on these things. You know, Spirit has me do weird things. So Stephanie, you in a past life had a very deep and intense love that you lost, right? There was a broken heart. And with that came, you know, like, I just got the sound of like a lock and like a cell door, you know, and so all of this kind of, you know, lock and key ended up happening. And so I would ask you right now, Stephanie, love, right? Or have you kind of put that heart and that love in a lock and key? Are you on, are you just in operation mode, or are you exploring what love really feels like? Do you remember what that feels like? If I were to write you a beautiful love poem, would it move you? Would it bring tears to your eyes? Right? And so I need to encourage you. Spirit is asking me to encourage you to take that lock, right, and that key and unlock that heart and allow yourself to be loved, right? Allow yourself to be loved and to feel love and to find ways to do that. I know and this isn't not just like a self-love. This isn't of our partner, of our kids, right? So asking, you know, when you are loving your child, are you loving the other people in your life at that same type of intensity? And if you are, awesome. If you're not, how do you change that? All right. Erica. I don't know if I've ever told you, Erica, but I love that you spell your name with an A. I think it's like such a unique way to spell Erica. You're probably like, nope, I've seen it all the time, but you're the only Erica with an A I've ever met. All right, Erica. All right. Erica, Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. This is a really amazing picture that they just showed me in this one. You were a philanthropist in a past life, like a very, very philanthropic balls. And so this is a reminder to you right now. You know, I got to sanity check you on this. When was the last time that you gave, that you donated? A donation does not need to be big. Donation can be like the $1 to the Salvation Army when you walk by that little bell thing. You know, outside of the grocery store. It could be, you know, dropping a couple bucks when you are, you know, buying the you know, litter at Petco for the local animal shelter, anything of that nature. There are reasons why donations and things of that nature are an expression of gratitude, and the universe is listening to that. I know I've talked about it before on my page. I probably did a whole thing. I'm sure I'll tell it again because I'm a huge fan of volunteering, donating, and giving back. And so I would really encourage you, Erica, to find an opportunity, even those little tiny opportunities. It could even be time, right? If dollars are not something that, you know, that's something that you have that's a little bit tighter, what is some time that you could do that you could potentially donate? I know I belong to a volunteer organization, and I'm really bummed because there are a couple, since I'm in New Orleans, there's a couple events that I can't do right now that are going on. One of them is writing like nice little notes, hi, hellos, to senior citizens at a local, senior citizen center. And so is there an opportunity for you to give back, because your spirit feels so incredible when you do, right? So I don't know if you've ever tried it before, but I mean, it's amazing the amount of like, just joy, like the how much you're able to raise your own like energy by doing that. All right. Margie, and then Already. And Amanda, I don't know if you're still watching, but you are very welcome, dear. Margie, Margie, Margie. Margie. Oh, another spider spirit. I think this is the only second repeat we've had so far tonight. You see that? Where's that focus? Oh, it's not quite focusing. All right. So I'm going to take that as a sign. Margie, you tend to like ignore your own dreams. And so I'm going to tell you the past life that I see right now is that you had a whole dream that you wanted to do. You had a lot of time, effort, and energy spent into going into school, to only as in like your kids. This was to take care of your parents' business, right? So your parents had a business. They were putting you through school. One of them ended up getting sick, and you decided to go ahead and pause, and you never went back and did that. And so I just have to make sure and give you that sanity check right now here, Margie, from Spirit, that says, have you followed your own dreams, or did you put them to the side? Because it is never too late if you have not, right? Make sure that you have that dream in focus, put it in focus, and it's not a matter of like, do on it. Eventually they have a completed web. So I would encourage you to check yourself on that. Do you have your dream in focus? Are you keeping it in focus? And are you doing the steps and taking the actions to get yourself there? Hi, Already. Already, do you guys do daylight savings time? Is this just like a US thing? We do daylight savings time, I think, in 2 weekends, week and a half. And so we spring forward because it's spring, so we move our clocks an hour forward. It always sucks because you kind of lose some time. I just say this because I know it's so late where you're at. Already. You see that already? Squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. Look at that little dude. Squirrels and different type of squirrels and certain areas have like, there's one thing I know about squirrels though. These guys have all of the confidence in the world. I swear to goodness. To people's porches waiting for things and asking for things. The past life that I see pop up for you already is literally carrying this type of spirit. Like nobody could knock you. It was almost like this sense of arrogance that you had in this particular past life. People saw it as arrogance, but it was mostly for you just a very carefree attitude. That confidence just came with I'm going to do it, right? And I'm going to do it well, right? It was very natural and it was very easy for you. This is, as a kid through school, this was like this, I'm seeing you come forward like a job. You would do sales, and like you could just sell anything, right? That whole saying that people said about like I could sell a popsicle or a ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one before, but it was easy for you. And so Spirit is encouraging me to tell you that when you take on that, like, life is what it is and will be what it be type of attitude, and kind of release and let go of worry and control, that in itself is going to be a place where your confidence is able to be built up, right? So when you are spending time kind of worrying and fretting about things, it is very easy to lose your confidence. It's very easy to kind of even lose your way on what you should do. But let go, let your guides guide you. Let them take you where you need to be, and let your life unfold how it needs to, natural state for you, right? It's just there's a lot of other things that have been built on top of it that you need to get through, to kind of break through until you get there. So you've been there, you've done that, you've had past lives. It can come very easy to you if you are willing to go ahead and let go. Delicious water with lemons. All right, Jenna. Hi, Jenna. D. Donna. Penny. You're welcome, Sherry. I don't know if you're still there. Oh, Kai, I hope that you did not get skipped. Let me go ahead and... I said yours. All right. All right, Jenna, you are next, and then Donna, and then D. Jenna. Oof. This is a really weird one, Jenna. I gotta share this with you. I just got this overwhelming sense of like not feeling well. And so since we're doing past life readings, I'm gonna share with you where this has been at and why this says chameleon spirit, act as if. And so within a past life, Jenna, you were literally on your deathbed. You were very sick, you were very ill, but you were in a position of power that you couldn't allow people to know that or understand that, or it would undermine the authority and the things that you needed to do, right? And so though it helped and benefited you in that life, I want to remind you, you were on your deathbed in that particular life, right? And you had, like, we're talking about like an entire kind of country type of thing that could have been destroyed if you had not acted as though everything was okay. And so, Jenna, I can't imagine that you're in that same position right now, that you're on your deathbed and that there's an entire country kind of like in the wings depending upon your health. And so, it is okay to act as if, right? But do not allow it to go so much to the point that you are not taking care of your health and that you do find yourself in a very sick position, right? That's the message. Spirit is telling me, like, it is okay. They're repeating it. It is okay to act as if, but do not allow it to go to the point that it gets worse than it needs to be. So if you have not been feeling well, if you've been under the weather, anything of that nature, and you've been kind of like putting on a mask and kind of showing up and doing things, that's perfectly fine. But make sure that you're going to the doctor, that you're getting checked out, that you're having somebody look at you, and you're actually talking about some of the ways that you're feeling and thinking. And if you need to slow down and take some time to heal, do that, right? Because if you do not, I do see you prolonging not feeling well. Okay? All right. Donna. And then D. Donna. Shake off Jenna. That was an intense life. That was a big personality that popped. Donna. All right. Oh, that's a funny one. All right, Donna. So this says moth spirit, surrender now. All right. So Donna, in a past life, you literally were in a position that you had to surrender, right? So they just showed me you're surrounded. You're sitting in a building, and you're surrounded. They were attacking whatever this building is that you're standing in, and so your only opportunity to be able to save your life was to surrender and to give up. Right? And so I don't know what you are holding on to and really fighting on right now, Jenna. Like, I mean, or not Jenna, Donna. My apologies. I don't know what you are holding on to and like fighting for right now, but literally Spirit is saying that you just have to surrender. It's not worth the fight anymore, right? It's not worth the fight. It's not worth, the trouble that it's giving you. It's not worth the drama that it's giving you. So just go ahead and surrender. That was the only way in this particular past life that you knew that you were going to make it. And so you definitely know when to call, when to surrender, when to throw up a white flag, and now is the time to throw up the white flag. All right. D. Amanda. And then Penny. So D, you are next. And then it looks like we've got Penny and Amanda. D. I'm going to have to check that out, D, what you'd sent earlier. I'm going to have to check it out. It seems like a cool place to visit, though. Not going to lie. I like trying to see things in person. D. There's that horse spirit again. All right. So once again, if you guys see a card pop up more than one time, it can be a message for more than one individual. So this is the third time the horse has shown up tonight. D. What popped out to me is the paintings. D. I know we've chatted. I don't know if. So I'm literally seeing you on like Native American lands. I am seeing you like put a paint on. Is what I'm seeing in order to prepare. This is like a celebration that I see you at right now, like a celebration of like we've won, we're in a good spot, we're champions, and it's a time to celebrate. I don't think that it's in this particular past life that we're at, like you just did the battle. This just happened to be a celebration that your tribe itself would do on a regular basis, right? To celebrate all of the hard work and the effort that was put in by the people that came before them to get what they're able to have now here today. And so I want to encourage you, Dee, the message that I am hearing is to take those moments and those opportunities to celebrate all of the work that has happened within the past, all of the things that you have already done to get yourself to where you are today, that has allowed you the freedom, that has allowed you to live the life that you do live, right? Never take for granted the hard work, the effort, and the energy that other people have potentially, the blood, sweat, and the tears that other people have done, right? Take some time to celebrate. There's somebody around you that will benefit from that right now, right? And somebody's chatting with me and saying they need it more than she does, if that makes sense. All right, Penny. Penny. I'm just thinking about last week when I told you about that cartoon. I don't know. Sorry, I snorted. I don't think I'm going to be able to see your name without thinking that cartoon from here on out. I need to look it up. I seriously do. All right, let's see. Penny's past life message. Oh, okay. Oh, I just dropped one on the floor. You see this? This is koi fish. There's always enough. It makes me want to look up a koi fish. I got two I dropped on the floor. Sorry, guys. My arms are not long enough, and I was afraid I was just about to slide out of that seat. So I'm going to paint the picture, Penny, of what I saw. Right? I saw you at a table, and a very well-fed table. There was always enough. There was always enough food on the table. There was always enough being supplied. Nobody really ever went in your household in this particular past life. They were always very well taken care of. People had clean clothes. They had clothes on their backs. They had food on the table. And so that is a reminder for you right here and right now, Penny, that you do this. This is your life even right now. Like everything, like you tend to need something, you tend to find that you have a need. Somehow it always ends up happening. There is always enough. And so I don't know if you find, Penny, that you yourself like are a little bit of a worry bug around that kind of stuff. Like, how am I going to pay for this, or how am I going to afford this, or how are we going to get this? But there is always enough. And Spirit is telling me, like literally saying, don't worry. There's always enough. That's literally the message that is directly coming out for you. So once again, worrying doesn't do anything. It actually causes stress, and stress within our body causes a whole slew of things. So I would encourage you just to embrace and know that all of your lives, many of your lives in the past, you have always had exactly what you needed, and a little bit of what you've wanted, and even some of what you never even knew you would enjoy. And so that is the same that goes with this life. You will always have what you need, some more of what you wanted, and a little bit even that you didn't even know that you would enjoy. So let that worry go. Amanda. All right, Amanda. Let's see, who else do we got? All right. This is literally saying you guys commented like 40 minutes ago. I do not know if that's the case. I hate that it doesn't show up on the computer here. I think I'm just going to have to like skip the software from here on out, which sucks. But maybe that'll try. I'll try to just do it directly, differently. Ramanda. Let's see, past lives. You see this, Ramanda? It's turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Wow, that was a weird picture that I... Ramanda, have you ever seen the... there is some, like, art. This is like a Asian art where they will spend hours creating, like, mandalas out of sand. Hours upon hours creating mandalas out of sand. And I mean, it's slow and it's very steady. And this is what I'm watching you do. This very slow and this very steady work, right? To create these beautiful, intricate pictures. And I believe, if I'm correct, once they are done, they are wiped away, right? Or maybe nature takes them away. But they're intended, right, not to be works of art that stay. They are more intended for the act of creating them. And so this is the reminder of whatever you are doing right now, whatever you're putting like time and effort and energy into, and you're having a bit of lack of patience, right? You've got this like kind of maybe behind you, constantly pushing you and trying to get you to go faster and trying to get you to do more and trying whatever that is, if that is a voice in your ear, if that is somebody else that is around you, if that is your own maybe negative self-talk, you need to let go of it, because slow and steady is what is intended here. That is what is going to get you to what you need, right? So if those individuals hastily, quickly created those mandalas, they never would have had the ability to embrace the act, the meditative act that it was, right? So it takes slow, deliberate actions to get where you are going. So this is your reminder from Spirit right now to allow that to happen. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. See if we had anybody else, because we still see like 8 of you there. I think I got everyone. Please, hopefully I got everyone. All right. Whew. I don't see any other messages here, so I'm hoping that I got everybody. Everybody should be good. Thank you guys again for showing up for tonight. I absolutely love this. I'm going to remind you, you can go onto the page. You can get an Akashic record reading directly with, for you. You can book them with me. Highly, highly encourage it. A couple other things that I want to remind you on is we run a sale every single month. And so this month are quick cash insight readings. You can go to www.sunshinereadings.com. Those are on sale for $15 this month. I'll get some posts and some reminders up soon. And we've got a couple other things in the works. I can't let them out now. I'm working on it this week. And I think I've told you guys before, or at least I took that survey of what you would like, and you guys said you'd like some more lives. So I am trying to work my magic and bring somebody else into the group, right? Get somebody else to do some more lives. I think you guys would like that. So I appreciate all of you joining me here on a Tuesday night. I absolutely adore it. Love showing up for you guys, and love that you show up for me even more. And, you know, until the next time, you guys are going to be in my mind, and a lot of love from me all the way to you. Take care, everyone.